I built my detailing business from the ground up with no investors, no fancy shop, just a Honda Civic, a pressure washer, and some serious hustle. Fast forward to today, I've implemented some serious systems to help me automate and scale my detailing business. And in this video, I'm gonna help you find out if starting an auto detailing business is actually right for you before you waste any time or money. I'm gonna break it down in 3 simple phases. Phase 1 is stabilizing your life and mindset. Phase 2 is building skill through repetition. And phase number 3 is compounding your wins and expanding. And I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to tell you the truth. Detailing isn't for everyone. It's long hours, it's problem solving, and it's physical labor. But if you have the right mindset, it can change your life. The core principle here is consistency beats motivation and systems beat talent. Okay, phase 1 is stabilizing the fundamentals. The purpose here is to create stability in the beginning so growth even becomes possible in the first place. This includes all the time, money, and support you have to give your business, especially in the early stages. I started my detailing business right after I graduated high school, so it was just going into summer there, and I had the opportunity to spend time, money, and support the business in the early stages. But if you have a full-time job or other prior commitments where you can't really spend a lot of time on the business, it might not be the best fit for you. This also includes cutting all distractions. This means stop scrolling and start planning. Like that feed just goes on forever and ever. It's infinite, bro. Like just put your phone down and then do the work. Also in phase 1 here, we want to build a little bit of a monetary buffer, which is 3 months of personal expenses. Or if you have a part-time job that's kind of giving you some cash flow, that's fine too. When I first started as well, I was working a part-time job as a restaurant server. That definitely helped fund and keep me afloat when I was doing the detailing business. And the final one here is prioritizing your health and discipline. This means early mornings and structured days while still getting enough rest to be fully charged for the next day. A couple years into my detailing business, I was super busy in the summer, and I usually am nowadays as well. I would work back to back to back to back to back to back to back jobs, and if I didn't get enough sleep, I would totally burn out the next day. And one of the key points here is if your foundation is chaos, your business will also be chaos. Like imagine if you're building a skyscraper and instead of drilling into the ground and putting big steel poles and concrete pillars in to support the foundations of that skyscraper, you just put in some really big popsicle sticks and then pop the skyscraper right on top of them. As soon as there's an earthquake or even just like the slightest gust of wind, that building is going to fully topple over. So here's a phase 1 checklist to help you succeed. The first one here is block 2 to 4 hours a day to focus on work. And this is kind of outside of actually providing the service for your business. This is more outside of your business, like the back end and managing appointments and actually growing your business, doing the SEO, working on your website, etc. Especially in the beginning, if you don't have very many jobs, you still have to be putting in the work, not just waiting for appointments to come to you. The next one is that buffer that I mentioned earlier. This could be anywhere to 1.5K to 3K, even 5K. And this can be dedicated to startup capital as well as covering your expenses while you try and operate the business in the beginning. And this money could be spent on things like tools, products, training, software. But you've got to make sure you're spending the money in the right place. It's kind of like a buy it once mentality. So if you cheap out on the vacuum in the beginning or you cheap out on the air compressor in the beginning and it ends up breaking on you or it doesn't meet the specifications for a certain tool that you already have, you have to go out of your way to buy another vacuum and often waste more money than you would have had to in the first place. And the final point on the checklist here for phase 1 is building habits. You have to build discipline in your personal life and it will directly translate into your business. Moving on to phase 2, the skill and repetition engine. And the purpose here is to become knowledgeable and valuable. And especially when you get started, you want to focus on one or a couple different services and get really good at them. Probably the safest bet for you here is interior and exterior detailing before you get into coatings and paint corrections and things like that. And just practice as much as you humanly can. You can watch all the videos in the world on how to do interior and exterior detailing, but if you've never done those services for yourself, it will be hard to match those same results that you see in the video. So don't chase perfection, chase reps. One thing that's really helpful is recording your details as you detail. Then afterwards, you can review the footage, even edit it, post it on your Instagram or something like that, and improve on every job. It's kind of like my YouTube channel here. If you've been watching for a really long time and you've seen some of the older stuff I've done, This is obviously looking much better than it was before. And I'm starting to edit these videos a little faster because I've done so much video editing now. And I know kind of how to structure the videos and speak when I'm recording because I'm doing the editing as well. And I know I see myself, I'm like stuttering or I'm doing something like that. And it's just like, oh, Lucas, next time you got to remember, do it this way instead of that way. It's like you might be editing your video from that day and you can see, oh, I totally missed that section. Or as I'm shampooing the sea, I should have extracted it a little more. Like you're kind of reviewing like game footage from basketball if you're on a basketball team. You just know what's happening, you can review it and do better next time. And you can also learn from feedback. This could be your friends, your family, if you're just getting started doing their vehicles, or it could be your actual clients, of course. Also, the auto detailing masterclass is live in the description below, so there's going to be a bunch of detailers in there that you can bounce around feedback with as well. And the key point here is repetition builds confidence and confidence builds clients. A quick phase 2 checklist for you here. You want to focus on those 2 services, interior and exterior, and just keep doing the reps. Next one is review your work after the job. This could be going around the vehicle, doing a final check, or recording as you're going through and reviewing the footage afterwards. You can also track lessons you've learned on a weekly basis, like different tips along the way or different methods to do things where maybe you've gotten better results or have done the job faster. And if you're just starting out, especially in the beginning, it's great to ask clients for feedback on every single job. What I like to do in my business is take clients around the vehicle and walk them through the actual service that I've provided to them. Like if I did a carpet shampoo and the carpets are really soft, I'll actually get them to feel the carpets and feel how fresh they are. And if they have any feedback, they're happy to give it to me, especially if I'm speaking like this and then I'm like, hey, like I know, like I just started my business, like I really want to do a good job and improve on my service delivery. Any feedback throughout the whole booking process or how I dealt with you, I'd really appreciate it. And they would just benefit you and every other client moving forward. And then they're much more likely to be, on a more real level with you, kind of bypasses any surface level client service relationship. And once you get the feedback, you can obviously implement that feedback into your business, your operations, your marketing, whatever the feedback was. Moving on to phase 3, compounding the wins and expanding. And the purpose here is to turn momentum into sustainable growth. Once you get past that first initial hurdle when starting your business and you have consistent clients, you don't have to be fully booked out, but like steadier clients, you can raise your standards, charge more, and refine your systems to do the job faster. This allows you to get through the jobs faster, charge more for the services, so you're making more money per job, and it honestly weeds out a lot of those tire kickers or the people that just lowball you for your services that might have an absolutely filthy car. If you've been a detailer for a while, the dog hair, the sand, you know what I'm talking about. This is also the point in your business where you create leverage. Using things like a CRM software, so a customer relationship management software, automating appointment reminders and review requests, and delegating tasks like hiring someone to do the service for you. You can start slow by hiring a helper and then training them up to run your mobile unit, or if you're in a shop, you can hire someone that starts as detailing, maybe you train them on corrections and coatings, or hire a dedicated ceramic coating or paint correction person. You also want to upgrade your environment. This is like people you hang out with. People always say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and that is so true. So the people I'm closest with right now is Henry from Rinse Lab. I talk to him almost every single day. Or my other buddy, Ali, he does websites for people, mainly like roofers. He has an agency there. So we're all kind of like leveling up in our lives, going down the business path. And it's important to surround yourself with people that are doing kind of the same thing as you or going down the business entrepreneurship path. It helps you stay around people who think bigger, and it almost motivates you to do better in your own business. Another way to upgrade your environment if you are a younger detailer is moving out of your parents' house. It's kind of like you're growing up and you're separating that home life from like real life, I guess you could say. It's kind of a big step, but it allows you to have more control over your life, more responsibility over your life, and that will directly translate into your business. The final point here for phase 3 is reinforcing what works. This is like the type of services you offer or where you get the most clients, whether it's referrals, ads, SEO, and just doubling down on those actionable things that generated you really good results. For example, I rank number 1 on Google Organic for my website and my Google business listing, and that really helps drive organic traffic to my business. So I really wanted to focus on that moving forward, as well as running ads for higher ticket services like coatings and paint correction. First point here is following up with every single client to make sure you're providing a good service and doing better in the future. The next point is implementing really simple systems that allow you to kind of automate your business and go through a smooth process. Same thing with the customer journey, having a nice clean website that's hooked up to online booking so you can get appointments when you sleep. And the final thing here is never stop learning. Your processes should be constantly evolving, as well as your service implementation. So getting into paint corrections, coatings, maybe some more advanced interior exterior detailing like acid washes or ozone treatment for the inside. Now let's move on to some really important mindset pillars that will help support your business moving forward. First of all, delayed gratification is way better than instant comfort. It actually catapults your business into the frickin' moon. And this can be kind of hard to do sometimes for some people. It's like, would you rather sit and watch YouTube, or do you want to implement a system into your business and work on the back end when you're not actually cleaning cars? That will allow you to accelerate your growth and get to where you want to be faster. The next mindset pillar is action kills doubt. If you're ever stressed out in your business, it's probably because you haven't done something yet, or you're procrastinating doing something. And the best way to solve that problem is just doing it right then and there. Once you take those actionable steps, the problem is completely solved, even if it's, maybe not as bad as it was, maybe it's an ongoing thing. It allows you to minimize that background stress to allow for full performance when you're actually doing work. The next point here is identity follows behavior. Like maybe you haven't really achieved your goals yet and you want to live in a high up apartment. You want to get a Ford Transit van that's completely wrapped, completely fabricated on the inside, water tank, generator, or maybe you have some monetary goals, like you want to hit 10K a month. You have to think about the daily actions that those types of people implement in their everyday life. You're not going to be waking up at noon if you're making 10K a month. That just directly does not translate. So putting in the actionable steps now and acting like you're already making that amount of money. Keep in mind, this isn't in your day-to-day life. Like you don't want to buy a bunch of designer clothing after you've closed like your first ceramic job or something like that. It's more the actions of work that a 10K plus per month person would be doing on a day-to-day basis. Another pillar is systems create success probability. So once you have the foundation of your business and you start implementing those systems, you have a higher probability of success if you did the work on those systems. Those systems are proven systems and you've implemented them correctly. This also allows for some crazy scaling in your detailing business if everything's working properly. As an example for you, say you have an appointment in 2 days and it's an interior exterior detail. You have the person's address, it's booked in on your calendar, but right now you have nothing that kind of reminds them for the appointment or nothing to really follow up with them. So they're kind of in the dark until that day, and maybe you text them when you're on your way over. It's much better to implement a reminder workflow that maybe sends an email confirmation or a text a couple days before that just reassures them that their appointment still exists. And if they have any questions, they can reach out to you. But on your end, you don't really have to do any of that manual reminder, so you can spend your time doing other things and not get interrupted with just a single text. Same thing if you're running meta ads for your detailing business. If you just posted a video on your detailing page and then you click the boost button, you're probably not going to get a lot of clients from that. But if you use the meta ads manager and you have a system that follows up with them automatically and kind of qualifies the lead, there's a much higher success rate and it's scalable, and everything is in one place. So you don't have to chase the leads. You don't have to worry about calling them the next day if they don't pick up. It just keeps everything running smoothly. Finally, let's go over the implementation protocol. And here's a simple action plan to help with this. Step 1 is to choose one skill to master this month. This could be focusing on your interior and exterior detailing. Maybe you really want to get good results with your carpet shampoo, or work on your SEO for your website if you're already rolling, or maybe implementing those systems into your business. You can also take the free personality test below and gauge how your personality type does with work. Maybe there's some better strategies given your exact personality that will help you just soar in terms of success and growth in your business. Step number 3 is researching your local population size, their average income, and maybe their home prices as well. This can really determine if there's enough demand in your area for these detailing services and how to tailor your services to that exact demographic. Like, say, for example, I'm in a farm town and everybody drives a really big truck and they get muddy, they get salt on it. I'm going to be tailoring my services to cater to that demographic because there's a lot of those around. In my detailing business, there's a lot of mom SUVs, but the people over here have some decent money. So it's like BMW X5, BMW X3, some nicer Volvo SUVs, maybe some Audis as well. Think like soccer mom, but not minivan, more like mid-range luxury SUV. So I tailor my services to accommodate that demographic. You think about it, if I am a detailing business and I only do supercars, there's only so many clients that have supercars, and there's a lot of detailing business that try and target those types of customers, right? So if the whole market for supercars is a big pie chart, right? Detailing businesses that already exist are going to have all of that market share, and you have to try and wedge a gap in there and then slowly grow your market share. But if that whole market, say there's like, I don't know, 200 supercars in your area, you can't build a business straight off supercars. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do the research. ChatGPT can definitely help you out with this if you use the research mode. And there's definitely some documents online that can help you out with this. Next up is building one foundational system, whether it's a website and Google Business Listing combo, maybe you have online booking on there. You just want to get the ball rolling with a website and some way for clients to reach out to you and book your service. And the final point here, point number 5, is committing to 90 days of daily action before judging any results. This way you can get enough data to actually make and implement the right changes. It's pretty similar to meta ads where you have your budget at the start, you run it for a week, you don't really touch anything, and you can make tweaks based on the results you gather after you've spent enough money. You don't have to overthink it, just pick a lane, commit for 90 days, and go all in. So you just learned the 3 phases to starting off right: stabilize, skill up, and compound. And if you're the type of person who follows through, you definitely can build a profitable detailing business. And if you're the type of person that wants to shortcut the process, get access to all my systems, and learn step by step how we scale detailing businesses to make over $1,000 a day, the auto detailing masterclass is live now and you can join with the link below. And this isn't like a marketing agency. You can spend thousands of dollars on a marketing agency per month. This is just a community of detailers and you get access to the software for free once you're in the community. So if that sounds interesting, click the link below, fill out the form, book a call, and I'll see you on there.